Good morning. That's right, Hannah. It is Work Zone Awareness Week, and Houston has many construction zones. That's why TxDOT is asking drivers to prioritize safety while traveling through work sites. To show support, Houstonians are encouraged to participate in National Go Orange Day. That's why I have on my vest today. Now, according to TxDOT, and for all of this information, you can visit our website, CW39.com. Reporting live, Sydney Simone, CW39, Houston.
Good morning, Hannah. That is right. Earlier this month, the FBI actually warned of potential cyber attacks on U.S. infrastructure as tensions with Russia continue to soar, and that includes the Texas energy sector. Last year, coming up, we tell you what Texas Division of Emergency Management had to say. Reporting live, Gianella Giglino, CW39 Houston.
Good morning, Hannah. Well, as the winter season quickly approaches, there's one concern that still remains: whether or not Texas is ready to handle a potential winter storm again.
Good morning, Sharron. Well, this unfortunate incident happened last night at 9:45 p.m. at these very ATMs. A man was robbed, and as the man who robbed him was running off, the robbery victim then proceeded to take out his gun and begin shooting. One of the bullets struck a pickup truck driving down Winkler Street, and the rest of the young girl's family is by her side right now, praying and hoping for her recovery. Reporting live, Gianella Giglino, CW39 Houston.
Good morning, Sharron. Well, two ladies left the corporate world to create a platform that could change the financial hardships for many college students. It's called Clutch. It's designed for students to create a side hustle and to market their startup business with the goal of gaining new clientele. And Clutch is expected to be available for all colleges in the Houston area starting this month. This does include the University of Houston. Reporting live on the campus of Texas Southern University, Sydney Simone, CW39, Houston.
Good morning, Sharron. Well, luckily the rain did stop, but it is still very cold, and cold weather like this does require us to prepare a little bit more for our morning commute. Now take a look at this graphic. Now coming up, we will have more tips on how to drive safely in these weather conditions. Reporting live, Gianella Giglino, CW39 Houston.
Good morning, Hannah. That's right. Many fans are going to wake up to some good news today as they learn that of the 7 candidates interviewed for the head coach position, Lovie Smith lands the job. Now, Smith was the defensive coordinator and associate head coach this past season for the Houston Texans. Lovie Smith is one of 4 minority coaches in the NFL, head coaches, that is. Reporting live right outside NRG Park, Sydney Simone, CW39, Houston.
Lauren Leal joins us now live. She reports from Minute Maid Park. Now, Lauren, tonight the Astros are looking for a win.
Right, the Astros are looking for a win, and so are Astros fans. The atmosphere is electric out here. We were here yesterday for Game 1, and I gotta say, Game 2, the energy has been hyped up because I know that these Astros fans are really hungry for that win. Now, first pitch is, a little bit away, 7:09 p.m., and there's a street fest happening out here, and we've all heard of First Rodeo. Well, check this out. How about Baby's First World Series? I'm now joined with huge Astros fans, Danielle, Drew, and their daughter, Maddie. And guys, what does it mean to come out here for the World Series, the 3rd time in 5 years for the Houston Astros, and to bring your little baby girl?
It's super special. Yeah, it's
amazing. We're spoiled as Astros fans, so I'm hoping that her childhood's a little bit better than mine, and we can go out of here winning and beating the Braves, not the Braves beating us.
Oh, I think Maddie has a few words to say too. How's that, Maddie?
You ready to be here? You happy to be here?
She's excited to be here. Now, they also have one of their friends here who is an Atlanta Braves fan. Now, Matt, we know that Atlanta Braves got the win in game number 1. Game number 2 is tonight. No Charlie Morton anymore in the starting rotation. How are the Atlanta Braves going to continue that momentum?
With Max Fried on the mound tonight, I think we're going to keep the momentum up, and I definitely think we're going to go home with a win tonight too as well.
All right, we'll see what happens here outside the gates of Minute Maid Park. Like I said, the atmosphere is pretty electric. The energy is up. I'm Lauren Leal reporting from Minute Maid Park in Houston.
Lauren, thank you. Happy first game day to sweet Maddie over there.
Sydney Simone is live at NRG Park with a rundown of this weekend's events. Sydney?
Good morning, Adam. Right now, I'm standing outside the junior kickoff for ages 8 to 14. And this year's meet that they're being judged on is tenderness, appearance, and taste. And this is for the category of steak this year. Now, this started at 9 a.m. and it will go until about 11 a.m. when they will be judged on stage and receive their awards for this event. And right now, I'm actually joined with one of the organizers for this event, George Shore. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Simone?
Good. So first off,
I'm not an organizer, but one of our teammates is a defending grand champion, Evan Arocha over there. He's right at 14, and he won in the first ever version of this 2 years ago.
now tell us about the flow of this event. What can we expect in terms of, we see the kids are cooking right now. What's the next step after this?
So there is a timing area where they have to do a turn into the tent with their styrofoam containers. They're allowed to spice their meat, cut their meat, trim their meat, but you see the parents are right there next to them, but they can't even touch anything. They can't touch anything. So
have you ever had a taste of some of this food out here?
Oh yeah. Our guy Evan is very serious. He had his game face on, and he's done quite a few samples that we've tasted, and it's delicious, as good as any steak any adult has ever cooked.
Oh yeah, I'm a steak lover, and it smells so good. I'm eyeing all this steak out here. But reporting live right here at the Junior Cook-Off, Sydney Simone, CW39, Houston.
Well, once again, good Monday morning, everyone. I am so excited to be back in the saddle again at Rodeo Houston after 2 years. Can you believe it?
We're ready.
We are ready.
Everybody deserves some rodeo right now.
Yes, we do. And this is where I always start off the week to kick off Rodeo Houston. I'm out here at the horse show, and I'm with Ty Tipton. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Well, we're glad to have you here.
And introduce, who is this?
Well, this is Nacho. He's a turnback horse, and he's involved in the cutting horse show out here.
And then we have our good old friend here, Pitmaster?
Pit Boss.
Pit Boss.
That's Pit Boss.
Pit Boss, yes, from Austin, Texas. So I'm very excited to be out here. Thank you for lending me a horse for this morning.
You bet.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on today.
Well, today we're doing the NCHA cutting, and so the cutting show starts the Houston Rodeo. It's the first competitive event that starts the rodeo. It's timed kind of with the barbecue cook-off, so we've actually been here cutting and doing the cutting show since Friday morning.
That's amazing. Now, for people at home that are like, cutting, what is cutting? Can you explain it to us?
So cutting is a sport that involves both horses and cattle. So cattle, they're a herding animal, and they're always in big herds. To work with that herd, the horse is really the most effective way to go in and move cattle, take a cattle out of the herd, take a cow out. So that's what all these horses are here for. It's eventually turned into a sport of cutting.
And it's really amazing to watch. It's not easy either. How long do you train for that?
Well, it takes a horse 2 or 3 years just to be able to learn how to cut. And the rider, I don't think we ever stop learning.
No.
Yeah.
I love watching it. It's almost like a dance when you watch it a little bit.
It really is. It's very orchestrated, and these horses, they're some of the most intelligent, well-bred, and they are really, truly, purely athletes. Just like any other sports athlete, they're heavily conditioned all the time. They're fed well, they're taken care of well, and they love their job.
Yes, they really do, and they're just beautiful. And I love meeting people because they're from all around. So tell me a little bit more about who's competing.
Well, we have people here today from all over the country, all over North America, actually. So there's people that come from the East Coast and the West Coast, and they're all converging on Houston for Rodeo Houston for our cutting. This is one of the biggest cutting shows in the world.
I love it. And what's up for grabs? I mean, of course, bragging rights, but there's a lot up for grabs.
So we have a lot of money that we raise through our committee, through the Cutting Horse Committee, and then we also have upwards of $90,000 worth of added money total purse that the contestants can win.
It's really incredible, and the people behind it are so amazing, and of course these beautiful animals here. So why is it so important to you to be part of Rodeo Houston?
Well, I have to tell you one simple reason. It's very gratifying to know that we've raised as a committee in the rodeo over $500 million in scholarship money for youth. And so all the kids around Texas are getting a chance to go to college, some of them that wouldn't normally have the chance to go. Right. So there's over 30,000 volunteers that come out and volunteer their time, and all of the money that we raise goes to the kids and the youth. So it's very gratifying to give some time back to that.
Yes, and How excited are you to be back?
Oh, we're very excited. Now, I will tell you, we've done the cutting show the last couple of years, but this is, our first year back, of course, from COVID, post-COVID, and the whole rodeo going on. So I think all of Houston is ready, and we're definitely ready to go rodeo.
Yes, we are ready to rodeo, and what a way to kick it off. Thank you so much, and you're going to show us a little something later on, right?
Here in just a moment, we're going to work on the flag, which is one of the ways that we get the horses ready to go show. So on our next segment, we'll be on the flag.
I am excited for that one. Right, Pit Boss? We got this, right? Yeah. Pit Boss is actually going to be competing pretty soon.
Pit Boss is going to be in the arena very shortly, showing.
I mean, look at how beautiful. So we're kind of chilling before the competition.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We don't like to just play around. We also like to know the latest trends when, we were talking about youth when it comes to toys. So find out more in this next segment.
For 95 years, one university right here in Houston has been the soul of this city. It's Texas Southern University. Not only has it worked hard to ensure equality and innovative programs in its urban setting as an HBCU, but it also strives to transform its diverse students into lifelong learners and leaders around the world. It has a history of excellence, and it's one of the crowning university jewels of Houston. It is Texas Southern University. And for students like Sylvia Masango, TSU is so special to her, she traveled all the way from her native South Africa to advance her education here.
It's been amazing. I didn't even know what an HBCU was until first day of school, funny enough. And the culture and acceptance, everybody was just so welcoming and so friendly and so sweet. And honestly, as cliche as it is, I truly felt like I was home.
TSU is more than just a university. It has a history of incredible firsts. Before becoming TSU, it was one of two new junior colleges which were started in 1927 by the Houston Public School Board. One for white students, the other for African American students. The one for black students grew so fast that in 1934, it was changed to a 4-year college and used classroom space at Jack Yates High School. But by the 1940s, 1,400 students were enrolled and they needed more space. So something special and incredible happened, which would lead to a new future and a new name. And after a long, hard search, this 53-acre property in 3rd Ward was designated the location where Texas Southern University would begin its newest and latest journey. And the very first building that was ever built is the Fairchild Building, which still stands and is used to this day. And on the inside, like many buildings, it has even more to be proud of. Named after the husband of one of TSU's first donors, the Thornton M. Fairchild Building is home to the University Museum. It houses thousands of African and African American art pieces that celebrate the African diaspora through art and culture. And because it's all located at a historically black college and university, or HBCU, it's something that director and curator Dr. Alvia Wardlaw is very proud of.
Texas Southern has a legacy of help and support and creating change for our students. I feel that HBCUs have a very singular purpose in the educational landscape of the country because they represent that portal through which students can realize their dreams and move forward, and they have the support system that will allow them and enable them to succeed.
TSU also has the Barbara Jordan Mickey Leland School of Public Affairs, the Thurgood Marshall School of Law, the Jesse H. Jones School of Business, the Thomas Freeman Honors College, along with other distinguished departments of communication, education, science, and so much more.
The one thing that really resonated with me is the family atmosphere. When you became a Texas Southern University student, you were a part of a family. And it was a close-knit family. And the instructors were awesome. And they challenged you. They challenged you to be better.
Andrew McCrae loved his time as a student at TSU so much that he now works on campus as a visual media specialist and captures moments around campus like the completion of this new library learning center on campus. This all makes the experience of TSU and part of the HBCU legacy even more special to him.
Not only do you get the environment of an HBCU school, the history of an HBCU school, but you also get the culture. And you get to understand your culture and you get to add your culture to it. So you're always a part of history.
And as one of the largest of the more than 100 HBCUs in the country, with almost 10,000 students and over 1,000 faculty and support staff, TSU's future continues to look bright, giving reason for even more students to attend, to pave a path to their dreams, and an education that keeps its hopes alive and tradition of excellence intact.
Just, the opportunities that the university offers and, the experience that you were being exposed to with regards to the caliber of education that you are receiving, it's nothing that you can compare to. It's just an array of opportunities that are provided to you. Given it isn't on a silver platter, you need to work your way through it, but it'll definitely be worth it once you're done.
And to learn more about the iconic University of Texas Southern University, head to tsu.edu. And while most people know about the first African-American woman to travel into space, many don't know that an African-American woman suited her up. That was Sharron McDougal, who is now being regarded as a modern-day hidden figure who continues to break down walls for others to walk through. Sharron McDougal has had many accomplishments in her life.
In the Air Force, I only heard of one other woman being in my career field before I got to my base, one other black woman. So I was the second, I'm assuming, because I never heard of anybody else. But another young lady came after me, and more came after I left, of course. But I was the second there.
And none of what she has done has been easy.
My childhood wasn't ideal, and I didn't have I wasn't exposed to a lot of things.
That's why she's always made it her mission to break barriers. Sharron grew up in Moss Point, Mississippi, and when she graduated from high school in 1982, immediately joined the Air Force.
And that's where I got my training to work on the pressure suits. I suited up the SR-71 and U-2 pilots in the Air Force.
That 7+ years of training would open up a door she could never have imagined. After getting out of the service, a friend told her about an opportunity with NASA.
And they're like, come out whenever you're ready. So I packed up my stuff like the Beverly Hillbillies and moved to Texas.
And her new job would make her become a part of history that many don't know about until now.
I used to suit up the astronauts that flew aboard the space shuttle in their pretty orange launch entry suits. And so I got here, and of course, I was the first black person, period, in that department. And I hit the floor running, though, because that's what I did in the Air Force. The same suit, same everything. It was a few little whispers and stuff, because like I said, I looked like I was probably about 15. I looked really young. And to be already experienced and coming in there like gangbusters, like I own the place, I'm not shy at all. So that was some growing pains for me, but the job itself, like what did it say? Just like breathing, drinking water. I mean, I can do it in my sleep.
And as the first black space shuttle crew escape equipment, or CEE suit tech, the first black and first woman CEE crew chief, and first and only black manager of the department, that expertise led her to work with some of the most renowned astronauts in the world and make history again.
My most memorable moment to me was I got here in 1990. Dr. Mae Jemison got assigned to her flight in 91. I got here just in time. She got assigned to her mission in 1991, and I assigned myself to her.
That meant the first black person ever assigned to train astronauts and teach them how to suit up their pressure suits was now assigned to the first black woman who would go into outer space. Ironically, originally, it wasn't planned that way.
I've only been here a year. My supervisor writes all the names of the astronauts on the board, and we're all sitting around waiting to see, and I had already heard the first black woman was going to be going. And so as soon as he wrote her name up there, I took the marker, wrote my name there, and then I was like, after I did it, I was like, I'm gonna get fired.
But she wasn't. The two of them thrived and made history as first in their individual fields.
And so that's how it started. And she and I had a great relationship while we worked together. She was amazing.
McDougal worked for 22 years with the Space Shuttle program, and it was these moments that would continue to motivate McDougal to this day. That's why she also volunteers by helping others with kids' meals, the community garden, and helping the homeless with the group Unveiled Aspirations, and so much more.
And like I said, you never know what one person, cliche again, that you might touch or impact on that time that you're volunteering. I try to do something every weekend, if not every other weekend. It makes me feel so good to do it, to help somebody else. Service is the rent we pay for the time we have here on this earth. I saw that quote and I was like, that's me, because I really feel that way.
She also has a children's book called Suit Up for Launch with Shay, about a mom and her daughter playing dress up as an astronaut.
And so her mom, of course, being a former suit tech. Well, before you dress up in that suit, I got to tell you all about it.
And she does it all to inspire the next generation.
It's very educational, but like I said, where you can understand it. Just like this, it's the same questions the kids used to ask when I would go talk to them at the schools and things, or questions I would ask them to get them engaged. So it's pretty much the same thing, just in a mother-daughter conversation. It's super cute.
And McDougal says she has so much more to do. That's why she stands as not just a remarkable woman, but also another hidden figure whose story continues being told.
So I'm very proud that I was able to accomplish everything. I ended up being the manager of my department, and I accomplished all of that from hard work, doing the right thing, showing up and showing out, and I made it all the way to the top of my career before the space shuttle retired.
And no matter what you look like, no matter what your background is,
you can do it. You can do it. The opportunity is there for everybody. There's space for everyone.
In Houston, Sharron Melton for Remarkable Women.